What's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Usually I do college football videos every single day, but this is going to be a college basketball video, more like a reaction video. Number 11 West Virginia plays number 1 Gonzaga, and they hung tough. I did a live show on one of the West Virginia Facebook groups, and what I said was this game was going to come down to the last minute, and we'd probably lose by a couple possessions, but it will be close. And guess what? That's what happened. West Virginia does lose by 5 points, but man, they made a statement. Not too long ago, Gonzaga whooped Kansas by 12 points. I believe it was 102-90. We held them well under that. I think the final score was 87-82, so they didn't score anywhere near that. And their shooting percentage wasn't anywhere what it usually is either. It was still 49%, which is fairly decent. But they've been shooting the ball 64, 52% in the last 2 games, so we held them a little lower. I know this is going to sound like a homer comment, but the officiating was very questionable, starting with the offensive foul, even though the guy from Gonzaga elbowed him in the forehead, brought blood, and Sean McNeil didn't even touch the dude, and they still called it an offensive foul just because McNeil was moving. But he didn't touch the guy, and the guy elbowed him in the forehead and drew blood. So I don't know what was with that, because that was clearly not an offensive foul. Could have been a flagrant foul, but the commentators were saying, no, that's considered a basketball move, so, you know, that doesn't count now. In the old days, it would have counted, but not. Of course it wouldn't count these days. But he came up with that elbow very viciously, and Sean McNeil had to have stitches. So, not sure about that one either. We out-rebounded Gonzaga like we needed to, not by much. It was 41-36. Oscar Tshiebwe had a better game than he's had in the past as far as this year goes. And I said that needed to happen. And Derek Culver, he had a great game as well. He's having a great season. All in all, it looks like West Virginia made a statement tonight. They really did. It's a loss, but we hung tough with the number 1 team in the nation, and that's all you can ask for, and we'll get better throughout the year. And before this game, I said we need to use this game as a gauge. Don't hang our season on this one game. Use it as a gauge. And if you're doing that, I'd say West Virginia is close to where you would want them to be. Maybe a few things here and there, like need to improve on foul shooting. When you do get fouled, make those free throws. Way better than last year, but we still need to improve on that. And we have to cover the pick and roll much, much better. Gonzaga pick and rolled us to death. But you know what? We played great defense. We got in their face. Those guys are great shooters, and we did limit them. We rebounded, gave ourselves second chances, and that's all you could ask for. West Virginia was actually ahead at halftime. So this was a back and forth game. Gonzaga was not in control of this game. That's the big takeaway that I have from this game. Gonzaga did not control this game like they've controlled their first 2 games. West Virginia fought them tooth and nail, and it was back and forth. And West Virginia made a statement on national television. It made me super proud. I was hoping to come off with a win, and it looked like we were going to win, but, you know, you can't really blame it 100% on the refs, but there were some calls where you're like, okay, I didn't know that touching air was a foul, or a guy hitting our guy was going to be a foul on us. You know, there's some just crazy things where it makes you scratch your head. But you still have to make them free throws when you do get to the free throw line, and you have to cover that pick and roll a little bit better. But the pressure man worked. We got in their faces. They didn't shoot as well as they normally do. So I'd say on the national stage, West Virginia performed just about as well as you could hope as a West Virginia fan. I was just hoping that we wouldn't get blown out and embarrassed, and we didn't. We hung tough. We look like a top 10 team, and if we come back and get a win against our next opponent, then I believe West Virginia will move into the top 10. This is not a bad loss at all. As long as we don't lose 2 in a row, we won't get knocked farther down. I think we'll jump into the top 10. If you're going to lose, this is the way you want to do it. Not embarrassed. Gonzaga didn't have control. You fought tooth and nail. Came out with a loss, but you looked great in the process. And when you have Jay Bilas on your side talking about how bad the officiating is, you know something's up, because Jay Bilas is hardly ever on West Virginia's side. So that's all I need to say about that. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.